Hello there, and you're very welcome to another episode of the Arkham Avengers Fantasy Football Premier League podcast. You join me, the host, along with Eamon and Hector, where we take a look to see how the managers in this league are getting on in their quest to be the champion for 2021-22. Well, gentlemen, another show. We have an international break, of course, which is starting to finish up with no football in the Premier League last week. And Gameweek 4 is going to kick off on Saturday, the 11th of September 2021. So, listeners, you might be wondering, what are we going to talk about in today's episode? Well, our managers, for one, will be very pleased to hear that we're not going to be discussing them and their teams. Instead, we've decided to turn our attention over to the experts. That's Eamon and Hector. And we tasked them with putting a team together, giving them the 100 million, and just putting it up to them that for game week 4, they had to use a wild card. Eamon, did you get a team together?
I did get a team together, yes. It's very interesting. And, I haven't done this before, but I did find it a little bit frustrating at times, trying to get players that I wanted to get in and couldn't get them in, and not having other guys that I thought I don't want them in, and then having to try and get them out.
Hector, how did you get on?
Well, I put team together. Yeah, I'm very happy with my team. I go on, I look and I see who I thought I want in team, and I get the whole team together. So I thought I was very pleased with how this all worked out. I was very interested to hear Eamon's team. I'm sure he interested to hear my team.
Yeah, I'm sure our listeners are going to be very interested to hear who you've got. Okay, right. Eamon, we'll start with you first. Take it away.
Okay, so I suppose firstly, when I was putting this team together, I decided to use my analytical skills to look at the game week fixtures that are coming ahead, and then also to see how players have been performing in these first 3 weeks. And using that information, it helped me to form the team that I have selected. That is, I was looking at for who is going to get me points. Who do I think is, got form, got creativity, who can get me assists, and who can score goals.
Interesting take on that now, Eamon. Hector, what do you think of that?
Well, sounds like a lot of hard work, I think. But however, that is Eamon. He wants to do that. That's quite all right with me.
Yeah, that's okay. That's how I'm doing it. We'll hear what you have to say about your team in due course. Now, if I may continue.
Please do.
Okay. For my team, I decided to select, for goalkeeper, it was Hugo Lloris from Spurs. Then for my defence, I have Trent Alexander-Arnold, I have Luke Shaw, and I have Luke Ayling. And then for my midfield, I have Torres, Salah, Rafinha, I've got Gray, Bergwijn, and then up front I went with Ronaldo and Tony.
Well, now that's an interesting team. Okay, Eamon, you're going to talk us through this, are you? How you actually came to select this team?
Yes, indeed. And may I also say that out of the 100 million, I still have 100,000 left over, so I didn't spend the whole lot.
Okay, all right. Okay, Eamon, talk us through your team, though.
Well, I suppose, really, for Hugo Lloris, who plays for Spurs, he's 5.6 million, and I really think he's good value. And he's kept 3 clean sheets, and he's got bonus points. And we can't discount that. That has to count for something. In game week 4, Spurs are playing Crystal Palace. And I really think that this goalkeeper is value for money. For my defence, of course, as I said, I have Trent Alexander-Arnold from Liverpool. Now, he's one of the more expensive defenders on the market at 7.5 million. In game week 4, Liverpool are playing Leeds. Now, Leeds have been letting the goals go in. They're taking a while to get going. And I think that Liverpool will probably have the better side of Leeds here. In game week 5, Liverpool are playing Brentford, and then in game week 8, they play Watford. And I think this guy is playing really well, and to overlook him could be criminal. Luke Shaw plays for Man United, and he's 5.5 million. Game week 4, Manchester United are playing Newcastle, who are kind of all over the place at the moment. Then they have a good run for matches in game week 8, game week 12, and from game week 14 to game week 27, they have a really good run. So it's well worth having a Man United defender on your team. This is a solid player in my view. Luke Ayling is, of course, playing for Leeds. He's 4.5 million. He's a reasonably priced defender. They are playing against Liverpool, so it's going to be up against them. I think, though, he will have it in him. But look, they're going to have a good run after that from game week 5 to game week 10. And the thing about this guy is he also has the potential to score a goal. And I like that in a defender. Now, for my midfield, I've decided to go for Ferran Torres from Man City. He's 7.1 million. Now, game week 4, Man City are playing Leicester. And in game week 5, they play Southampton. There should be 2 really good matches for Man City. Good matches to get points and results out of. And this guy, while he's a midfielder, he could also switch into the role of a forward, and I like that. This guy is versatile. I've selected Mohamed Salah, of course, from Liverpool. 12.5 million. He's not cheap. However, as we said, game week 4, they're playing against Leeds, and I fancy this guy to get some points out of this match. He's got 30 points from his first 3 matches this season. I also think he's surrounded by a lot of positivity in Liverpool. Positive players who are up for it. We didn't see a lot of this last season. They were missing that. They had the injuries. I think Liverpool are back to the Liverpool that they were the season before this. And I also think that Salah will be after a golden boot this year. This guy is hungry for goals. I've then opted for Rafinha from Leeds. And he comes in at 6.5 million. Of course, they are playing against Liverpool, but I fancy this guy against Liverpool. Is that even now? Hold on a moment. Is that even when you're talking about Trent Alexander-Arnold and how good he is? Will he have a problem with this guy Rafinha? Well, I don't think so. Well, how can this guy Rafinha have a good game? So, yeah, I wonder this myself. I'm trying to explain this. Go ahead, Eamon. Please do. We're all ears. Okay, as I was saying, yes, they're up against Liverpool in game week 4. And they have got off to a rocky start. I expect this guy is going to, hold form, try and steady the ship a little bit. But it's game week 5 to game week 10 that I'm thinking of and looking and saying, get him in now and they'll have a good run. Like, this guy is good at set pieces. Okay. The next guy then is Gray from Everton. And he's 5.6 million. Everton in game week 4 will be playing against Burnley. And following that in game week 5, they play Aston Villa. And in game week 6, they play Norwich. Game week 7 has Man United, which will be a tough match, but I think they'll be up for it. And after that, they have a nice number of matches. This guy is a good player, so he is. And he's capable of scoring goals. And I like that in a midfielder. And then finally, my other midfielder is Bergwijn from Spurs. And he's in at 6 million. Now, game week 4, they are playing against Crystal Palace, who've been shaky, to say the least. Game week 5, they do play against Chelsea, but I think Spurs will be up for it with Chelsea. That's going to be a ding-dong of a match. And then after that, they have a decent run of game weeks. This guy has got 2 assists so far. And remember what I said before. Assists are very important. This guy is influential. Of course, for my forwards, I've opted for Ronaldo for Man U. Now, he's expensive at 12.5 million. They are playing against Newcastle, and I fancy that he's going to play. He'll have been rested because he didn't play in Portugal's last international match. He was rested for that. And I expect there's going to be a lot of action out of Ronaldo. The hype, the fans are going to love him. He's going to play on that. He's going to feed on that. I wouldn't be surprised if this guy got a hat-trick for this match against Newcastle. And then I'm going for Ivan Toney from Brentford. 6.4 million. They're playing Brighton in their Game Week 4 match. And followed by Wolves in Game Week 5. I think this guy has just taken a little time to get settled into the run of how the Premier League football goes. I think he's settled. He got a goal in Game Week 3. And I'd like to think that he's going to build on that. So this guy is wanting to get going. He wants to show what he has and what he can do.
Okay. Who would be on your subs bench then, Eamon?
My subs bench consists of Daniel Bachmann from Watford. He's 4.5 million. And then I have Michael Keane from Everton. He's 5 million. Shane Duffy from Brighton is 4.2 million. He's worth a go. And then my forward line is Adam Armstrong from Southampton. He's already got a goal. And he always plays 90 minutes in his matches. He's guaranteed to get you points.
Okay. And that's your team, Eamon.
That's my team. That's it.
Okay. All right. Now, Hector, we might come over to you and see who you put together. Right. Well, firstly, for my goalkeeper, I put in Rhea from Brentford. For my defenders, I have Christian from Chelsea. I went for Dyer with Spurs and Matip from Liverpool. My midfield then, I went to go for Salah from Liverpool, Mount from Chelsea, Greenwood, Man United and Dallas, Leeds. And up front I have Antonio, who was playing for West Ham United, Bamford from Leeds and Ronaldo for Man United. Okay, that's an interesting shake-up, so it is. Do you want to talk to us about how you arrived with this team? Well, I thought I would look and see how the players are on form-wise. And then, what's waiting for them next? How solid are they? Who is showing positivity, influence? Who are the players to take note of? And then, when I had a look at all of that, this is the team I arrived at. Okay. All right, talk through it. Well, Rhea at Brentford. I think Brentford have just taken a little time to settle. They have done good so far this season, and he is worth 4.6 million. They play Brighton, and then they play Wolves afterwards. And let's remember, this goalkeeper has had 2 clean sheets. I think he's well balanced. For my defenders, of course, then, Christian from Chelsea is 5 million. Chelsea are going to play Aston Villa next. Then from game week 7 on to game week 12, they're going to have a nice run of matches. He is a settled defender. I then went for Dyer from Spurs. He has 4.6 million. Spurs are playing Crystal Palace, and he has kept 3 clean sheets. This, to me, is a player who is quiet. He just gets on with the job. And that's all I need from the defender. I don't need no whistles, no lights flashing. I just need him to do his business. And this guy is doing his business. Joel Matip from Liverpool is 5 million. They do play Leeds. I think he has settled well into the team. This guy is smart. Okay. Salah then in midfield. Of course, he's 12.5 million, as Eamon said before. They have some nice fixtures on the way. And, he will want to be challenging. I think he is looking far, far better. There's a smile in Salah's face. Even when, things not going right, he is positive. Head is up. Back is straight. Shoulders out. No dropping of head. I think, he has his shooting boots on, and we're going to expect more goals from this guy. Mason Mount then from Chelsea is 7.5 million. And they're playing Aston Villa. I like this player because he is good at getting assists. He brings power into the midfield. Mason Greenwood then at Man United is 7.7 million. They, of course, are playing Newcastle in the next match. They might have a couple of mixed fixtures coming up, but you know something? He's going to be up for it. And he's scored 3 goals already. We cannot discount that. This guy is scoring goals. He, to me, is a scorer, and he will be an assister. And then Stuart Dallas from Leeds, 5.5 million. He's the cheapest of my midfielders. But you know something? I'm expecting this guy to blossom.
Yes, Leeds have not been off to the flying start that we expected. But now I think this match and the coming matches afterwards, they will be more settled. And we see more of the old Dallas from last year. This guy is only getting started. For my mid-forwards then, that is my midfielders. My forwards, I stick with Antonio for West Ham. At 7.9 million, they are playing Southampton. 4 goals, 2 assists. This man is on fire. It would be, tough to leave him out of your team. I go for Bamford from Leeds. He's 7.9 million. He got his first goal, so he did, against Burnley. He'll be itching to start scoring more. This guy, for me, he's warming up now. We want to see Bamford scoring goals. And then I did go for Ronaldo. 12.5 million. When they play against Newcastle in Gameweek 4, he's not going to worry about any fixtures. That guy, he's going to be thinking, I'm going here. I'm going to come home and I am going to get golden boot. This man has his scoring boots on as well, and he is returning back to home as such. Okay. And who have you got on your subs then? I have Goeta from from Crystal Palace. He is 4.5 million. I also then have Rico Henry from Brentford. He's 4.5 million. Brandon Williams from Norwich was 4 million. And in my midfield, I have Emile Smith-Rowe from Arsenal, and he is worth 5.4 million. Okay, well, I tell you, lads, you've come up with 2 certainly different teams there, so you have. I suppose the only thing is Ronaldo's making an appearance in the team there, and Salah. Other than that, you're pretty much different. Yeah, well, I suppose, I think Hector has just decided to take a different approach to his team. I certainly would have question marks about the like of Bamford. I don't think he is going to be scoring the goals that Hector thinks he's going to score. And I also have a question mark about Dallas. I think Rafinha is the better player instead of Dallas there. I'm not sure that Joel Matip is really going to feature too much in the Liverpool defence. Robertson is coming back in there, and that's going to shake that up. You've got Robinson, and you also have Van Dijk, and you're going to have Trent Alexander-Arnold. I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool could switch to 3 at the back. So, in that case, Hector's man is out. Other than that, yeah, look, it's an interesting thing. Hector?
Well, fair enough. Eamon is entitled to his opinion. I think that my team is not a bad team. I like my team.
Okay, yeah. Well, I tell you something now, lads. We have another guest who has just joined us here. Mick has come in, and Mick has had a look and listened to your teams. Mick, you're very welcome to the show.
All right, it's nice to be back, so it is. Hi, lads.
Hello.
Hello, Mick. How are you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. Looking forward to the football getting back. These international matches sometimes can drag on a little bit.
Okay, Mick, you've listened to the lads here laying out their team. We gave them the 100 million and told them, you've got a wild card. Put a team together. That's what they came up with there. What do you make of their teams?
Well, I suppose there's pros to both the team selections. There is. Eamon's gone more heavy in midfield, and Hector has decided to pack more punch up front. I don't even know if Ronaldo's going to play the full 90 minutes. And, it's a bit of a gamble spending 12.5 million on a guy that you don't know is going to play.
Well, look, I think he will be playing. Mick, in all fairness, he's been well rested, and I think he's training with the team, and I expect that he will be making an appearance there. If he doesn't play in the full 90 minutes, I'd expect he's going to come on for at least 45 minutes, and he will deliver.
Well, it's all right, Eamon. That's your prerogative, and you take that.
Hector, have you anything to say about that?
I think that Man U will be looking to get Ronaldo play. There's big buzz about this. I think he will be playing. They also have a couple of injuries, and I think he will be man to slip into that team, and I think he also will want to get playing. I cannot see Ronaldo looking to sit on the bench.
Yes, I think you're right, Hector. I think Mick has just got this all. This is a great player. He has pedigree. Why put pedigree on the bench?
I don't know, but I mean, you have to, like, he hasn't played in this league for quite a while. And no matter who you are, it takes a little bit of time. We've seen that with Lukaku. You got to just bed in there. Get used to the form, get used to the speed, the pace, other players around you.
Yes, well, he played in Italy, and I think he's done very well. And look, he hasn't done too bad for Portugal during this international break.
No, I'm not going to argue with you on that.
Well, look, that's a relief for that, Mick.
Anyway, hold on now. Mick, so you're saying that, look, Ronaldo, while both of the lads went for him, might not be the wisest move. What about the rest of their team makeup?
Well, as I said, I think Eamon's decided to go very heavy in midfield. And that could work, but it might not work either. And I think that depends on who you've got in there. I'm not too sure about that guy from Spurs. Bergwijn, he's not looking too bad, but I have a question mark on.
What would your question mark about him be now?
I think Eamon said he got 2 assists, but he hasn't scored any goals. Is he capable of scoring a goal?
Well, look, any player is capable of scoring a goal. And look, this is the team I selected. And I'm happy with him.
Well, that's all right. You'll be happy with him. I think Hector then is probably, I think he said, on Eamon raised this there, on about Bamford. Bamford's been a bit slow. Out of a concern, he might remain in second gear and not get out of that. But look, it's the team at the end of the day.
Would you have any advice for either of these managers with their teams?
Well, it's not for me to advise Eamon.
You're right there, so it's not. I'm not taking any guff or any advice from you, Mick.
Well, but hold on. There's no need to be like that. I mean, this is just analysis and comments. I mean, lads, you do comment on the managers of the league. Mick is just commenting on your team.
Yeah, that's okay. Fair enough.
All right. Mick, if you were putting a team together, say we gave you the 100 million and told you, okay, game week 4, you can use your wildcard, put a team together. Who would you go for, can we ask, just out of interest?
You're trying to put me on the spot here.
No. We're not trying to put you on the spot. We just want to know, what would you be going for?
Yeah, what would you go for, Captain Fantastical, Mick? Let's hear your team.
I'd be very interested to hear this. Mick, you go put in there.
Lads, you put me on the spot there. I haven't done any homework or anything like that.
Now, look, you're Captain Fantastical, Mick. You know lots of this, so you do. You shouldn't have any query or need to do homework on this. It should be in the tip of your fingertips.
Thanks, Eamon. I'm reassured by your confidence in me. Okay, if I were to put a team together, my goalkeeper firstly would be Sanchez from Brighton. I'd go 3 at the back. Now, I know Ben White hasn't really been playing much and doing much, but he's going to really come good off. I know it. He's a good player. He's a solid lad. He's had a little bit of an injury. He'll be back on form. And there'll be a different Arsenal team in the next couple of weeks. I'd have Manu's Varane in there. I like him. A good player. And I'd have Reguilon from Spurs. In midfield, I'd have the Sonny Son from Spurs, Jorginho from Chelsea, Greenwood from Man United, and Odegaard from Arsenal. And up front, I'd have Kane, Lukaku, and Mbappe. And on my bench, I'd probably have Bachmann from Watford, I'd stick Cresswell, Janssen from Brentford, and I'd have Gallagher from Crystal Palace.
Okay, and that would be your team.
That would be my team. Look, you just put me on the spot. I've had to try and think on the top of my head here who the players are, who I'd go for. But if somebody said to me, that's your team, stick it together, that would be bad.
Okay. Lads, what do you make of Mick's team?
Well, I'd have to say something, Mick, that I'm impressed that you'd go for Kane and Lukaku up front. Is this team worth 100 million?
At the top of my head, I'd probably say he's hitting it. He's under it. I'd say he's just under it.
Okay. Look, Ben White is a good player, and it's been unfortunate for Arsenal that they've had illnesses, and I think that you're probably on the right track, that Ben White is going to show the potential of the player that he is. I'm not sure about Odegaard, though. He wouldn't be my player to stick in there. But look, other than that, look, it's probably a reasonably good team.
Hector?
Well,
I'm impressed. Mick put teams together so quick. He had tip-off beforehand. He put this...
I didn't have no tip-off.
No. We didn't tip him off or anything like that, no. We just knew he was coming. He was available to come in. And when he came in, I thought I'd just ask him there. Sorry, Mick. I know it was probably a little grenade thrown out at you there, but I couldn't resist when the lads had the teams together and you were talking about them.
That's all right. I can take it.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, lads. Thank you very much for everything that you've done here. It will be very interesting now to see, and we'll see how Game Week 4 goes here. We won't run it on there after into Game Week 5. But it'll be interesting to see of the three teams how your players do, and which manager actually picked the right team.
Look, we weren't supposed to have this, were we? You just asked us to put a team together, and now you're going to be matching us up to see what points we get.
Now, Eamon's only a bit of fun, and I'm sure our listeners would like this when we talk next week and we say Eamon's team done the best, or Mick's team done the best, or Hector's team, or all your teams might do equally as well, and you might all end up with the same points. So it's a bit of fun, a bit of crack, so it is. Okay, I not overly happy like Eamon, but go for it. I see. Anyway, talk. And next week we'll be back to talking about our own manager. So you won't have to worry about us putting the spotlight on your teams.
And thank God for that.
All right, Mick. I know it's a short visit, but thank you very much for your time and for coming on.
That's all right. Thanks for having me back on again. And, it's a pleasure always to be on the show. Hope all your listeners are keeping well. And hope you're going to enjoy the football at the weekend.
Yes, thank you. Hector, thank you for joining us as well. Yes, thank you. Very well. Nice to be here always to talk and to listen. Always a pleasure to converse with you guys, especially Mick. Yeah, very nice to always see Mick.
Thanks, Hector.
Eamon, thank you also for joining us.
Thank you. It's always insightful to be on the show. You just never know what's going to happen.
Well, indeed you don't. We'll take it as it comes. Okay, we'll leave it there. Listeners, I'd like to thank you very much for joining us on today's episode here. And I hope you found it entertaining and enlightening. I have to say I did. And we'll be back next week with a review of Game Week 4 to see how our managers are getting on. So until then, have a great day. Take care. Remember to subscribe, listen to us, tell your friends, take it easy out there. Slán.